All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Uh, I got a few notes, which I'm probably just gonna break these up into separate videos because I try not to keep a video longer than about 15 minutes. That way, I don't like go on rambling, and people probably wouldn't even understand or get what they're supposed to get out the message or out the video. And I know a lot of people don't have like a long attention span, so I try to, you know, keep it at a minimum since we're like in the world of TikTok now, like in these short videos. So, one of my channel messages from this morning is the party don't start until you walk in. Meaning, like, I had a dream that I was surrounded by people from my past that I have cut off communication with. And what I'm sensing is this message may be for people who have done the same. Like you may have needed to leave people behind in the past, and that's not hard. I mean, no, it's hard to do it. It's hard for you to first look at the situation and be like, you know what, this ain't working out for me. I'm not getting the support that I need. Yes, ma'am. I'm not. Even my cat was like, yeah. I'm not getting the support that I need. I'm not being celebrated the way I want to be celebrated. Not just the way that I want to be celebrated. Celebrated in the ways in which that's gonna lift me up. We live in this world where people spend so much time like trying to break each other down, and in the ideology of separateness amongst. Do I want to get into that? No, let me just stay focused on this topic. So, again, you may have need to let some people go, and it might just be time for people to realize like how important you was. That the party didn't start until you walked in. Life didn't get good for them until you were around. And I'm picking up on the fact that a lot of people may have taken your presence for granted. They always thought that you was gonna be there, and they didn't start having fun until you walked into their life, and then that's when they started being their true self. But when you wanted to reveal yourself to them, they wanted to create false narratives about who you were as a person, all because they wanted you to stop shining as hard as you were shining. So normally I would pull one of my Abraham Hicks affirmation cards, but I don't want to pull that today. Consciousness. Again, with this consciousness, like your mind. That's what I'm picking up on. These people didn't like the way you think. They didn't like what you was conscious of. They didn't like what you was aware of. They didn't like what you was focusing on while you was awake. I'm not gonna shuffle. I'm just gonna healing. They didn't like that you was in your healing. They sensed that you was healing past traumas that they didn't even know anything about. You may have came into contact with people and during the time of you coming into contact with them, you had just faced the situation that you needed to heal from. And that's what they came into your life for. They came into your life to heal a part of you that they themselves need to heal in themselves. I hope that makes sense. You know how you see somebody and they remind you of yourself, and some of the things that they are doing, you can look at them and be like, that don't really work out for them, or that's not really getting them good results. And they don't see the problem, but you see it because they are too outwardly focused and not inwardly focused on how it makes them feel. Like, you can be friends with somebody and consciously they could be needing to be in a state of healing. They could be needing to be in a state of healing. But you are looking like you're on your healing journey. That's what you look like. And so behind the scenes, they look like this. Guilty. Mind clouded. Pulling their hair out. Worried. Fearful. You see what this look like compared to that? Mind, body, soul healed, but tormented. Their consciousness. And maybe, like I was saying, by you removing yourself from these people, they needed to realize that they were a blockage in your life. And I can use myself as in a situation. I can start talking about myself a little bit. Like, about 3 years ago, before I moved into this house, and this isn't me talking about this person or these people in a bad way. I'm trying not to like send negative energy to them because that's not what I want to do. But I got to tell my truth. And I know to a certain degree, some people like to try to like downplay your truth. Like, I was in a situation before I moved into this house where I had roommates, and my roommate had 3 kids. And so I come from a space where when my mama had kids, and maybe this is just me being biased, because my mama was not a woman that like had men in and out her house. She was not a person that threw parties on the weekend unless it was family gatherings. And she was not a person that went out to the clubs on the weekend. She was not a person that had a large gathering of people. My mama did not have a lot of friends. My mama was go to church, we going to Sunday school, we going to Bible study. When we got home from school, my mama already had dinner cooked. Our school clothes was already prepared for school for the next day. And as soon as we got home, she wanted us in the tub to wash that day off. Cause my mom was just like, I'm not gonna say my mom was like very funny acting, but I understand her now that I'm older. And she used to tell us that a lot. You're gonna understand why I think the way that I think, or why that I am the way that I am when you get older. And now I do. So she used to tell us, wash that energy off. Don't come in here with it. Wash that energy off from the day. Do your schoolwork. Eat your dinner. We didn't watch TV during the day or during the week. We only watch TV on the weekends. So maybe that might be old school for some people. But even as an adult, I'm still kind of like that. During the week, I don't really watch TV like that. And I have to monitor how much social media I consume because a lot of time we be consuming stuff that just it's brain rot. It's like, girl, what is that? Why are you watching that? Why are you listening to that? And so in that situation, in that space, it was totally different from what I grew up around. I learned a lot. I learned why my mama said not to do those things. If I just got to be honest, I learned why she said not to do those things. I learned why she was so adamant about not having so much energy around all these different people around her kids. And it just wasn't an environment that was conducive for me to grow in. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't want to give too much energy about these people because I'm posting these videos. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from posting these videos. And when it is come a time when I wanna, do more videos with my face in it, that story gonna already be out there. So that person probably gonna know who I'm talking about. And I already had a dream about them last night. So this is why I have these messages for whoever is watching these videos today. Because it may be another person that's out there on the planet who come across my channel, who come across these videos and be like, you know what? That resonates with me. You don't have to say nothing. Because I come to the conclusion that I can't ask y'all to comment and say something and reveal yourself when I haven't revealed myself. You understand what I'm saying? So, what's positive about this? You reflecting your healing to their guilt because I feel like they want you to be guilty, but I could be wrong. Maybe they want you to heal them. But again, remember another reading that I did. You cannot get sick enough to help sick people feel healthy. And you can't get poor enough to have poor people feel wealthy. So what's on the positive end? What's going on? Yes, on the positive end, by you, it came out like this, but by you being in those environments where people look like this is ultimately how you look. You look like the rose that grows through the concrete. You don't expect a flower to grow through these situations, circumstances, and conditions. And I felt like that in that situation too. When I was in that environment, I would be coming home from work and like working all day. Then come home at night after I would close the store. Or sometime I would do my bake, come home, shut the bakery down, and come home, and then I want to relax. I want to rest. But my roommate having a whole goddamn party at the house. And it's like, girl, I don't want to deal with these people. And I had to gain the courage to leave that space. Because at that time in my life, I was behind the scene feeling guilty for being in that situation, having to be in the situation, in that situation, having to live with them. This is how I was feeling behind the scenes. Even though I'm going through a healing situation. So this may be you. You might be going through a situation that you in healing, but behind the scenes you battling with your mind. You battling with yourself. But what's positive about that, once you finish going through this space, battling with yourself, this is what you're going to look like. The flower that grew through concrete. On the low vibrational end, yeah, this would be a positive thing, but on the low vibrational end, it's just reflecting. They want you to mirror. I'm picking up in that situation again. I'm using myself now. In that situation, and take what applies. If it don't apply to you, don't try to make it fit, because you're gonna make yourself crazy. Don't do that. But on the low vibrational end, I feel like they wanted me to love that. They wanted me to love that environment. Maybe I did need to have a little fun at that time of my life, and I did do it for a little bit. But at the same time, I just was like, this can't be my life. I have a vision for my life. And I need to take what I can take from this situation and make myself better. So after I got out of that situation and I figured out that I did not love that space, I was not in alignment with that environment. Because it's a low vibrational end, remember that. I'm in a space of healing. But this don't look like that. This is not a match. You healing that, and then you look like this. Ultimately, they want you to be like this, like you're supposed to love who you become. I do now, but in that moment, that's not the headspace that I was in. That's not where I was at consciously. So after that situation passed, this is what I look like. I grew. You see how that all translated? And again, I did not shuffle, I just pulled. So after all of that, when I started loving myself, took the courage to say, I don't want to be there anymore. This is not the life for me. And then the fact that all of these pictures got somewhat of a flower. I ain't trying to make that a whole thing, but see that behind all of that clouded judgment and doubt and guilt and fear and worry, and because baby, that's how I was looking when I would get to the house and be like, I just want to lay down, bitch. Cut that music off. Everybody need to get the fuck out. But it was like, this ain't even my environment. This ain't even my house. I can't tell y'all what to do up in here. God granted me the ability to have a roof over my head. Kind of similar to yesterday's video, the roof. You know, God kept me from being homeless in that situation. And I ended up being like this. Being in my own space. Being flowered. And planting seeds along the way. Bottom of the deck. What's at the bottom of the deck? Awareness. I became. Ooh, look at that. I became consciously aware of what I wanted and who I was becoming. I became aware of my vision. I became aware that even though I planted a seed of healing within myself, and that environment, which was the soil, may have looked like it wouldn't have been conducive for my growth, but I defied the odds. I set new standards. And I showed them otherwise. And when I removed myself from that environment in which I did not love, that I was not in alignment with, I awakened the divine within me. It allowed me to realize that I was the actual flower. Take that how it resonates. Do your own research. But I had to set what was inside of me ablaze. And I feel like people can see that. They was seeing that when I was in that environment. Oh, up under it. Yes, ma'am. Up under this is the tower. Because once I became aware of myself, that crumbled everything that was around me. That foundation that I thought that I needed. Even though, again, like I said, it was conducive for my growth. But it did not last. I had to let it go. I had to let it crumble. I had to walk away. And then when I did walk away, those people that was in that environment, when I seen them on the street, they started saying stuff like, oh, you think you better than us now. Oh, you acting funny. You don't want to hang out with us. You can still come over and hang out with us. And in my mind, I was like, I'm not in that space no more. I'm not that person. I never was that person that they thought that I wanted to, that they thought that I was when I was in that environment. And what I'm also picking up on, it's okay for you to be however you are. It's okay for you to show up the way that you show up. Don't get so conditioned in trying to be like somebody. Don't beat yourself up when you in your healing and you need to be alone with God's hand all over you, thinking that you need them, the outside world. Because it ain't nothing but a reflection of you. That's what this is. You reflecting yourself in another person. That's what relationships are. Relating unions, relationships. Break the word down. I did not relate to them. That's why this is on the low vibrational end. Whoever you are listening to this, you don't relate to the people that they say you supposed to love, whether it be friends, family, co-workers, environments. You not relating to these people. You only stand because you know what don't kill you will make you stronger. And don't feel guilty because you have to move on. Don't feel guilty. Don't worry yourself. Don't beat yourself up. A lot of stuff that I learned from my mama was when I was a kid, I just always wanted, I just want to be normal. I just want to be normal. And my mom used to be like, what the fuck is that? What are you talking about? What is normal? There is only one you. It ain't gonna never be another person like you. And you ain't gonna never be like nobody else. So stop trying. And as soon as you get a chance to understand that, you will be better off. That's what my mom used to tell me all the time. It ain't nobody gonna be like you. It's only one you, Royal. What are you talking about? Talking about you want to be normal. You ain't normal. I don't have no normal kids. She used to say that all the time. So break that down. Break down that whole structure. That whole system. Up under this, when you let this go, guess what? When you let go the system that's holding you back, that paradigm, when you get a chance, look up paradigm. Figure out what a paradigm is. And once you break that paradigm, this is when you're gonna look like this. The master. Now I'm gonna leave that alone. And if this video resonate with y'all, thumbs up. I'm still gonna ask for y'all to thumb up. But comment if you want to comment, subscribe if you want to subscribe. But don't forget, you are somebody. You are special. You ain't gotta fit in. And understand that you the star in every event in your life. I don't know who you are that's watching this, but you need to know that, because I gotta tell that to myself today. The party don't start until you walk in. They waiting on you. Remember that.